Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's about that time once again. Once again, for Tuesday night live streams, triumphantly returning. And we're doing it with Sega Ages. And I want to go ahead and just give a shout out to my boy Mike at Chit Chat Gaming for the intel on this sale. Things are so crazy nowadays, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on, but man, what a sale. And I'd actually been putting off getting some of these on the Switch only because I was waiting for a sale, because God knows I have my share of Sega stuff, you know, physical originals, collections on other consoles, digital collections on consoles. Not all of this you need, but it's a matter of, do you want it to be portable? And that's starting to mean more and more to me as time goes on. Tyler Mason's in the house. Hey! So, yeah, that's where we're at with it. And I want to make sure, before we get into some Space Harrier, because we're totally getting into some Space Harrier, that the controls are still how I like them. Because this has got the arcade set up on here, and it's kind of, it's like airplane controls, and, well, my bus doesn't get off there. So, and the difficulty levels, there's not that many in the actual, you know, Master System version, so. Let's see. Yeah, the invert's off, so that's good. ICP is here. Welcome, ICP. Let's get it going. We're going to do some Space Harrier tonight, and we're going to do some Wonderboy and Monsterland tonight, and we're going to open up a nice cold drink, because that's what we want done tonight. Get ready. But yeah, that's what's happening. But, you know, we're going to see what we can do with Space Harrier. Let's see what we can get done. Welcome to the family. Get ready. With the 3 lives that we get. And then we'll go from there. You know, in the Master System version, you actually did get 3 continues, and that wasn't advertised in the manual. That was actually a code that you had to put in when you die. It wasn't even, to call it a code to stretch. It was like diagonal, bottom left, and then you would have to hit, you know, either the 1 or the 2 button. I can't remember which. But that's all it was. But it would allow you to continue 3 times from the game over screen when you did that. And the only reason we would know that back then is you would write into Sega. And you would say, man, this game's too hard, what do I do? And, or you could call, there was a 1-800-ASK-SEGA or something like that you could call. And they would send you a write-up. You know, that it was a typed-up form. Oh my god, if I die on level 1, we're into the stream early. And it would tell you some extra things about the game. Squilla the dragon from hell. Squilla don't play. You know, I was just looking around for, you know, making thumbnails for tonight, and I saw some different images of, you know, Space Harrier stuff. But somebody somewhere offered a statue of Squilla the dragon, and it was like modular. It was like all the different pieces and the legs on it. It was freaky looking, but it was still very authentic looking. Retro 6502, yeah, man, great to be here streaming, and great to have you here on this return to Tuesday night live streams. You know, we just haven't been able to do TNL every week. We got a lot more uploads coming though, and you know, that's part of why. I've had, you know, streaming takes a lot more work than it seems like it does, just in the maintenance end of it. And while I do like doing it, the uploads, of course, are paramount, the actual episodes of the show. So that's why there hasn't been as much streaming, but we definitely don't want to say goodbye to it at all. We want to continue to do it. Love having you guys on the show. Love the feedback. Love kicking ideas around with y'all live on the show, the analysis. It's so much fun, and I need this tonight, I'm going to tell you. Just really in a Sega mood, and I think everybody, obviously not just me, is in a difficult time period right now for obvious reasons. So tonight we just play some Sega, we forget all the bull for a little while if we can, and yeah, just that. I mean, that's important. Not to forget, but to disconnect from, at least for a little while. Nostalgia's here. Welcome, SNES. Oh my god, I couldn't get past level 3 without dying? That's weak! Many more seats soon be available. Alright, so that's not good. And honestly, it's not uncommon to die on level 3. Level 3 is kind of misplaced. 3 can be moved up to 6 or 9, honestly. It's tough. And it's a tough stage because of these loopers. These loopers are just insane. The randomness of their patterns. And, you know, the last time I beat Space Harrier was 1989. Fun fact for you. The last time I beat this game was in 1989. I'd received the game that year for my birthday. I was in the 5th grade. That's how long it's been since I've finished Space Harrier. And that was using all 3 continues, so it was not a run. It wasn't a 1 credit clear. It was a 3 credit clear. And again, that's part of the actual game, so that's fair. Now, I assume you can probably continue as many times as you want on this version. We're not going to do that tonight, because to me that's not vanilla. That's not beating it straight up. I think doing it within the 3 continues, the parameters that the Master System version would give you, I believe that is, that's more along the lines of acceptable to me anyway. If we're talking, God, I went right into that thing. What is the matter with me?
Get ready.
Alright, so that's continue number 1. That's bad looks, man. We've already continued, and it's only level 4. Not good at all. Now keep in mind, this is not the Master System version. This is the arcade version. CM Retro Gaming is here. Welcome, Chris Miller. Fantastic to see you, my friend. Again, I want to shout out to Mike at Chit Gaming for the intel on this sale. I was glad he caught me with a tweet there at just the right time, and I was able to get in there and get some of these sale prices, and you can too. I'm talking about as low as, you know, $3.99 for Sega Ages stuff that used to be $8 a pop. And, you know, honestly, I'm not sure how long the sale's running, but why wait at those prices? In fact, I even had some points still sitting there. So I got this game for $2, and it's like $2 to have this on the Switch done. And we're going to play Wonderboy and Monsterland tonight. One of my, easily in my top 10 greatest of all time games, not just Sega. Going to get some of that in after this 3 credit run of Space Harrier. It's so much more than that. Obviously, you've got Phantasy Star, you've got Fantasy Zone, you've got Columns 2 on there. There's a pretty good offering, and while it could be more robust, and eventually I think it will, it's pretty good for what it is. I mean, Alex Kidd is on there. And again, a lot of that stuff's not stuff I need. There were collections of these games, not Space Harrier, I don't think, but definitely Wonderboy and definitely Golden Axe and definitely an Alex Kidd collection on the 360 for pretty cheap back in the day. And I've still got all those. That doesn't really help anybody now, though, if that stuff's not on the Xbox 360 marketplace anymore. And I don't know if it is. I'd really have to look. But that's why I've been delinquent in buying them on the Switch, because I just don't need them. And obviously, I've got a very extensive Master System collection right here in my home, as that was my first system, and, you know, I still have all that stuff. But when you're talking about $2, $3, $4, $5, maybe $6 tops dollars to have any of these fine programs portable, especially when they're enhanced, and my God, why did I die on Lucasia? Let's go. Probably because I'm talking too much. This is a game of absolute concentration. It has to be just dialed in. Again, I haven't beaten this game since 1989 in the 5th grade. I'll never forget the day. I'll never forget the room, the way it smelled, the sounds, everything about that moment. It was one of my greatest moments in gaming, finishing Space Harrier. And yeah, I'm sure there's people that can beat it and they're nuggets at the same time. But the problem is, this is not an easy game. And if you have unlimited continues, I mean, that's fine, but that's not how I'm going to do this.
You're doing great.
I get 3 because that's what you got on the original. Obviously, in the arcade, you could just dump quarters in it until you drop dead, and that's, you know, this is the arcade version. But still, Master System rules. I get 3 continues, and that's it. I've already burned 1. You know, those bonus worlds, you can copy an extra life if you can bust over, I think, $500,000 on the points. I think that's... I'm trying to get the kill, going for style points. The way you beat Space Harrier is you just get out and wait. You ain't gonna kill everything. If you're going for high scores, that's great, but if you're trying to clear the game, just get out of the way. Those things are gonna come at you, and when they hit that final frame close to you, instant death. You want to get a loop going, you want to keep a spiral going, and you want to change up on the enemy, and you want to confuse them, and you want to, you know, because they're shooting at you based on where you're going. At the same time, then you got this bull crap going on too.
Get ready.
It is not an easy game. Oh man, then they start flying in from the foreground. Oh shoot. Sayura. What a creative game, dude. What are these things? Levi. Stage 9. We're halfway there, but we can't breathe easy yet. Dadgum. Okay.
Get ready.
That is continue number 2. 20-sided dice coming at us every which way. I'll catch up on the chat in a minute if I'm behind. Felt like about if I was singing like a bee.
Get ready.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you did, but I'm glad you've been catching us on the other side of things too, because you're helping keep us afloat over there too. A lot of really neat exclusive stuff going on over there, as you know. So we're getting around, man. It's part of growing the brand, and we're having fun, making sure that everybody gets some of that Mur action.
You're doing
Minya.
great.
There are 18 stages in all. Math majors probably figured that out from what I said earlier in the last round. But, oh dear Jesus, that seems like a lot of stages when you're already at this point. Oh my god. And honestly, you look at this game and you look at the arcade version and you can't even blink. The Sega Master System version was pretty nuts, man. It was pretty dialed in of an experience compared to some games versus their arcade counterparts that they just weren't ready to come home in the 8-bit era. You know, you still wanted them and you still loved them for what you got, but Space Harrier was pretty close, man. The Master System version was really good. And if you remember, we also got a Space Harrier 3D for the Master System if you had the glasses. Ashcan has joined us. Welcome, Ash. The arcade versions, yeah. I mean, talk about versions that are much more difficult that really surprised me on the collections. Altered Beast. Because I've never played Altered Beast in the arcade. Gummit! Cut my teeth on that as soon as the Genesis came out, because that was the pack-in game. But I never was in an arcade where there was Altered Beast. So I was not familiar with the arcade version and how unforgiving it was. It's rough. So, just another example of... Okay.
Get ready.
Last continue we can use legally per the Master System rules. I mean, we could keep going to finish the game, but it almost would seem a shame if we didn't. But
Get ready.
now these are individual games on sale, but again, they're not very expensive with this sale. I think without the points or anything helping you out, this is $3.99, but I think I got $3.99 worth already. Ah, who is this? Balda, the Bone Dragon? Freaky looking. Golden Mice in a Gamer Retro style is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
You're doing great.
Outrun, man, and yeah, I saw that the Genesis collection was on sale too. I went ahead and picked up Phantasy Star 2. God, I've got it on 80 different systems, but they did new things with the maps, obviously, new overlays, and so you can almost argue it's tool assisted, but that's kind of cool if you've already played through the original. It's not exactly selling yourself short, so I look forward to playing through that again on here, and again, it's portable, so how can you argue with that? Pretty great to have that option. There has been some mobile options on some of those, but they're ad-laden pieces of garbage, so yeah, this is the way to do it. And it'd be so nice if we could finish the game on the 3 continues, like I said, but And we'll get there. We'll get there. You know, I've got to train harder. I've got to do better. But this is my first time back on the arcade version after, God, I couldn't tell you how many years. So, cut myself a little bit of slack here. We're on, what, level 13? It's not terrible. Not a personal best, but it's not terrible. Oh, these things are pretty.
You're doing great.
Asut. Oh, this is it right here. This is gonna separate the men from the boys right here. Freaking panic attack on wheels. No, that's not fair. It's already off screen. It didn't get me. It's already off screen. It was past me.
Get ready.
Not fair. Totally not fair. That didn't get me. Calling. I want to get her. Yeah, I let it shake me. They only give you the 3 respect. Respect. They only give you the 3 continues. Respect. Absolute respect. I have so much respect for this right now. I'm about to poop. Submit that ranking. I know that didn't beat it, but that wasn't horrible, okay? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I've seen worse. That was not bad.
Welcome to the fantasy.
So now we're gonna kick it on over to Monsterland. Wonderboy Monsterland is the best in the Wonderboy series, hands down. Now this is Weston's, this is the arcade version, this is not the Master System version. I can beat the Master System around like it owes me money. This version, again, citing what Ashcan said earlier, is tough. So tough. You'll get halfway through and you're just beaten down. The enemies are stronger. The bosses are double time on you as far as strength and all that. And a lot of the hidden stuff where you remember it isn't where you think it would be. So there's a money hungry mode. I don't know what that's all about. And the challenge mode, the Sphinx is coming at you, and he's really, bar none, like the toughest boss in the game. Sphinx don't play. Let's do it. This is still worth having. Now, the Master System version is king. But still, this is so great. This is another one. Again, there's a Monsterland collection on the Xbox 360 that includes this. I swear there's a coin right here. But you don't have time to sit here and follow out. Speaking of, and to look for it, because following up on double time, the hourglass is double time, so you're going to lose hearts if you sit there. We got skunked on the gold. They're so stingy on the gold. Look at that hourglass. It's almost depleted. Get up here. Got it. Getting no gold. And now we gotta face death. See, 2 hits, he'd have been dead on Master System. Why is he not turning around? The Pro Controller is not responding. No, I don't like that at all. Maybe I need to use the D-pad on here? I don't know. That did not feel right. There's a hidden heart right there. I really enjoyed the Monster Boy Dragon's Trap. Yeah, that remake was a masterpiece. Monster Boy, not a masterpiece. Could have been. Music was. But it was a puzzle-laden mess. A rare miss. I didn't like it. I've considered just selling it. I don't think I'll ever finish it because I just don't like it. It's not a Wonderboy game. Every screen is another puzzle. It's just boring. There's no advancement. You can't do anything. We didn't get enough money for a shield, I don't think. I think it's 50 for the shield. It's 40 for the boots, 50 for... No, it's 40 for the shield. Excuse me. Thank you, kind bird. The gold is so stingy. You'd have enough money, normally, to get in here and get the better boots and the so-so shield, and you'd be good to go in the Master System, but not here. I see James Kelvin has joined us. Welcome. Welcome, JK. I'll catch up on your comment here as soon as I can blink. God, these freaking trolls! Is there a way to turn off the borders? Yeah, see, I don't like that about these collections. You know, that it's... I know it's got to be the right aspect or whatever, but I'm not this guy that can't stand a little 16:9 if I've got to have it. So I'm with you on that. But no, I don't know a way to turn them off on this. There may be an option. Like, they did that Disney Saturday Afternoon collection that came out, and it was awful. I mean, the screen was even smaller than this. I mean, it was like trying to play on a Texas Instruments calculator or something. It looked awful. All timing on that. Alright, we gotta get the shield, or the sword power up in here from the Vampire Lord. And he is tough. But he shouldn't be. He'd be dead by now in the Master System. He ain't hurt. He ain't even worried about it. Hidden gold on top. Everybody take notes. Wild Boy, yes, we are live with some Wonderboy in Monsterland. One of my all-time favorites, and definitely in my top 10 greatest of all time. We don't have enough money for a boot upgrade. We don't need to go to the hospital, thank God. We're actually not off to a bad start for this version. Again, this version is tough. Very unforgiving. See, I'm sitting here having to second guess a jump. You're not supposed to do that. You don't have enough time. There's hidden coins over there, but you need better boots to jump on the clouds. I don't have better boots, and you won't have enough money in this version to get over there. I passed up buying one of those at the flea market a while back. It was just in rough shape. I wanted it, but... Eat it. God, and you don't want to get the key too early, because that takes you out. See, I didn't even get the key, I didn't get the last coin, and we need it. I have the display on fit with scanline and smoothing. Okay, well, that's cool. Alright, the Red Knight's Castle. Oh my god, and I hit one of those things. And I'm dying. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me right now? There's just something a little off about the controls here. Boy, I'd kill for that hospital now. Getting coin. Just one gold, but... Oh, that's a bar. We don't need to go to the bar. No, there's not a hidden door there. I'm thinking of the next level up, the next floor up. And the thing is if you use your recovery potion, because that's all you get, you don't have lives. Wing boots. I mean, I'd get the fireball, but we won't have enough money for good armor if we do. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, I can't do it because I can fight the Red Knight straight up. We can scrap, but if I don't have better armor, any hits he gets, we're done. Ronald K! I love that the boots actually get the wings on them there for just a second. Alright. It was only going to be $60. I thought they gave you the option for the $100 armor. Well, we gotta have armor. We can't go nude. Come on, dude! Give me a heart. Sometimes these things will give you a heart. I think there's a hidden heart in here. I'm gonna get killed looking for it. Ball game. Now we can go to the Barabaro Islands. But, oh, we gotta get there first. I'm sitting here thinking it's Easy Street. It ain't Easy Street, Jack. There's so much hidden gold here, it's stupid. Oh, the music's a delight. Yeah. Top Spot's joining us. Welcome, Top Spot. Crap. I'll catch up on the chat here in just a moment, but our lives are definitely in danger. A magic cloak. Oh. Testicle Tuesday. And see, now what's going to happen is we're going to die. Because the timer's going to run out. It's not. We're going to get through. We got a heart. In the hospital. Alright, we're going to chill out in the hospital here for just a minute. Please, Nurse Hippo, let us stay here for a minute. She won't. She needs to make room. Get up there. You piece of garbage. The secret door. Alright, we're going to sit here and look for, I think this is Catherine is her name? I don't know. How is everybody holding up during the lockdown? We're holding up, man. It's rough and getting rougher, but we're holding up and we're doing our part. We've been locked down here for a month. So, it's going to stay that way. I don't mind getting the next level shield because it may save our life, but... And there's no armor shops between here and our next big boss fight, so it's whatever, man. Sometimes those mice will give you hearts, but it's usually only the first time. And you absolutely have to defeat the crabs. We need to go down here first. Oh, but we should have beat the Kraken first. But we probably wouldn't have. We probably wouldn't have beaten him. See, that's the trick. You beat the Kraken, then you fall down here. Then you come back and the Kraken respawns and you can beat him another time. And we didn't think to get the... This is the other store. We could have got the revival medicine and now we're not going to get it. No. No magic. The octopus can drop revival medicine. It can happen, but they take a lot of hits to kill. There's usually more of them down here. Crap on a cracker. And if you're lucky enough to beat the Kraken the second time, he will give you a heart container instead of the key, because you'll already have the key. Oh, this is not going to be good. He is much more agile than the other Kraken in the Master System version. Master System version, he doesn't turn around. He just keeps going up. Where did you get your green gaming chair? This is a Merax gaming chair. M-E-R-A-X. We could continue, but that just feels unnatural. But, yeah, you can get them on Amazon for right around $120. And I do have this other chair back here that is a Respawn chair. But it's a little rickety. I don't know. I kind of like this one better. I like the back on this. It's just softer. It feels better. Wilson Singleton is here. Welcome, Wilson. I like that M2 handled the emulation on these. Yeah, they did do a good job, no doubt. We're going to go again on Wonderboy because that was not our best. We can do better. I'm glad you love my vids. All I've ever wanted was... Oh, look at... There's the goal. What a difference that would have made. All I've ever wanted was anyone to love the vids. When we started the channel, I thought to myself, well, no one's going to watch, because that's not how this works. You know, you don't come in here and people just watch your stuff or whatever, but... I said, you might have 8 views your entire life, but it'd still be cool just to record something and put it on there and say you did it. Well, here we are, you know, almost 5 years later, and it's amazing that it's gone the way it has and that there is that much interest in what we're trying to do here. So I'm real grateful for it. I really am. All the support. I'm also grateful for that hourglass there right where we needed it. No, I did not get my deck protector yet, and to be fair, they've kind of shut down operations in that part of California. Well, this was obviously a bum playthrough. Never gonna recover from that. Yeah, I'm glad you're digging it, man, because I mean, I'm not... You hear people all the time say, well, I don't care if anybody watches. Yeah, you do, first of all. And second of all, I've always cared whether or not somebody watches. I'm not doing this for myself. I don't need to see a recording of myself. That's not very entertaining. I can go look in the mirror and do that. I'm doing this for everybody else to watch. I hope that it's entertaining, you know? At the end of the day, I hope I've made something where, you know, you can come home from work or whatever it is that you're doing and pop in the latest episode and have a nice cup of coffee and relax and just really enjoy what I've done for you. And I don't mean what I've done for you. It makes it sound like you owe me something. I don't mean that, but just, you know what I'm saying. I want this to be your wind down show, the thing that you look forward to every day. I hope that everything that I make... Well, this is just a bum playthrough. We didn't get the shield. We're not going to survive the fight with the Vampire Lord. Yeah, grab some dinner, dude. Because this is a bum playthrough, and we're about to do another one. We're going to do the game reset. And we're going to try that one again, because that was an abomination. Almost got killed by the first boss. But again, I'm going to tell you, this version is no slouch. Master System version, not a problem. This version And you know, the difficulty ends up being a lot in the gold drops, if you get good drops, and that's all random. But you may get to the shop that has what you need, and you don't have the money to buy it. It happened to us just a minute ago with the revival potion. And honestly, revival potion to schmival potion in the original Master System version. I don't need a stinking potion. I ain't dying. But on this one, you will. God, these patterns are not his patterns, dude. And then he doesn't turn around. Pro Controller is not making the grade here. Badanka. Badanka. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the pickup vlog series, just to be its own thing. And we've got another series coming out, potentially. Like, I need another one. I've already got more than I can handle, but we're considering a comic collecting series. I'll go ahead and link that to you guys here on the stream. And I'm not sure how everybody will respond to that, because I want everyone to understand that I'm not doing that instead of gaming, and that's not going to detract from the gaming aspect of the show. But I've got a decent-sized comic book collection here. The bug's kind of bitten me, and I'm getting back into collecting after 20 years, so it's kind of interesting. And we try to add a construct into that like we have with the gaming, where we collect, but we also sell. There's plenty of stuff in the collection that I came about secondhand that I don't need or I don't read. They're not series I keep up with. And we see what they're worth today. We look, real time. We're going to look at then and now, in other words. And that era would not have that range in the original. They disappear after a time. What a load of hogwash. We didn't get the shield. I'm not paying attention, I'm telling you. Well, all I've ever aspired to be was somebody's favorite gaming YouTuber. And we're not done aspiring, obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a damper put on things this year with the pandemic and all, but there's a lot of upgrades I'm not going to make this year that may have to wait till next year. But sometimes you got to look at doing the best with what you got, and that's kind of where this comic series came from, because I've probably got about 6 or 7 game pickup episodes on deck to produce from last season of hunting. I don't want anyone to think I'm going out right now. I'm not. I'm in, like everyone else should be too. But still a lot more adventures to bring you that just haven't been produced yet. But if those dry up and we're still in a situation where we need to remain at home, that's not a problem. The content's going to keep coming. I just don't know what people would think about a comic series, though, and I don't want anyone to think, oh, well, he's switching to this, so I'm just going to unsub because I don't want to watch this. If anybody said, look, I don't want to watch this, I would take that very seriously, and we wouldn't do another one, But I like sharing things with people, and this is something that I'm kind of into that I thought maybe kind of crosses over, because the game ads in some of these 80s comic books are awesome. So it does kind of cross over. It does tie in. Man, we had such a great playthrough going on the last one, and it all fell apart before the Kraken. And honestly, this version of the game, I've only got past the Kraken once or twice in this version. And then you've got to take on Giant Kong in a secret door in the next cave, and he will stomp your guts out. And he's an optional fight, but you gotta fight him, because if you don't get the sword power-ups, you can't beat the game. You have to. And then again, you know what? I say that. You could beat the game. I mean, people beat Zelda with the wooden sword, it happens. You got people that are just ridiculously good at their games. But at least this game, you need to be all about your good swords if you're going to take on the bosses and have any chance against the Mecha Dragon. Getting your nerd on is there. It just doesn't get any better. And getting your nerd on does get the nerd on. Those LCD frickin' Let's Plays. What an innovative idea. Ain't nobody doing that on the platform. That's what the platform needs, is innovation. And what's sad is it doesn't find the mark always. It's so hard to become visible unless you're some Fortnite lord that already has 1 million subs and you're reviewing every time a skin comes out or every time someone on the game farts. And that's fine. Nothing against the people that do that, but, you know, it doesn't take a genius to come up with, hey, that's popular, I'm going to go do it. When there's real innovation, it's exciting, but it's even more exciting when you find it, because it's not easy to locate. And thank the Lord for that heart container right there. So getting your nerd on, everybody, if you haven't watched, check that out. Please be the potion in here. Potion's not in here. These are the question mark rooms where you get the potion if you've lost it. You can't have 2 potions. You can only have 1. If you have 1, you will not ever see the option to purchase 1. Because that would take up a slot of potential magic stuff or gear in those stores. So the stuff in the store's inventory changes based on what you have. Oh. You hear someone beyond the door. We got 150. I'm springing for the good armor. I'm springing for some of that good armor. Because the Red Knight don't even know about the armor I'm fixing to hit him with. Yeah. Look at Wonderboy all decked out. He don't play. Fixing to tear me up a Red Knight. Red blood is what it's gonna be. Turtler. I swear there was a hidden heart in here in the Master System version. Okay, the headshot, the hitbox isn't right, man. It's just, it doesn't feel right. Get out of here, Red Knight. Got it. You get points for what's left, and then you'll get another heart, heart and a half, or whatever they give you. We need to really try to get all the money here. If we can get a potion, we're back on Easy Street. I say that jokingly because there is no Easy Street. It doesn't exist in this game. Die. Just when the thing runs me out, too. Isn't that beautiful? Beauty. Yep, I knew there was one right there. One here. No? Oh. My favorite console to play, I mean, you mean now or all time? I mean, I probably play more of my PS4 than anything, but my favorite console, period, is always going to be Master System. It just is. Thank you, Nurse Hippo. You never forget your first, and that was my first. Look at this mouse spawning on me. What a load. Get off of me. Yep, I'm looking for the emblem. Take the flute, yada yada, thank you. Now, we can't spend money. We can't spend the money. Okay, I guess we're gonna go back up here and get the money we didn't get. Look at him bullying me. This is so ridiculous. Thanks for the slowdown. Oh my god, you hit the spring wrong. We're dead trying to get up on this spring. Talk about mistakes we cannot afford to make. I feel became lighter. Yeah, that's about right. Alright, let's get in here and tangle with the Kraken. That's all I know to do. We could have gone down there and looked for the potion, but we hope we get through the Kraken first. Lost the wing boots. Damn. Not gonna get it that way. It just feels unnatural. I can't continue. There is no continuing. This is not. Man. Wonderboy jacking me up. You know, there was other stuff that we could have played tonight that probably would have got more attention, but this is what I wanted to play tonight. So I'm taking the road, not necessarily less traveled, but yeah, less traveled. There's just going to be less traffic. I mean, this isn't a top trending game, obviously, but also, you know, I'm not somebody that I can't 100% let trends dictate what I do, or I've forgotten why I'm here, which is to play games like this. That's cheap. What a cheap shot. Oh, the humanity of losing that, not getting the coins. The coins are the only thing. Money is everything in this game. Okay, Wonderboy, knock on the door. Let's go. Got nothing here. Give me a Sega pad. Yeah, I spend most of my time on the PS4. We've been streaming some Destiny 1, crazily enough, on the other side of things, and that's been fun. What did you think of the Wonderboy? The Dragon's Trap remake was a masterpiece through and through. The seamless transitioning between, you know, the filter of old and new in both music and graphics. I don't know of any way it could have been better. Monster Boy, on the other hand, I don't want to say it's trash, because that's harsh. But it's a misappropriation of puzzles in a game that's not a puzzle game. You gotta know where some hidden things are, but it's not a puzzle game. And they'll wanna... Look at that, he's turning! I just caught him doing it! He's turned to the right when I'm going left! You telling me that this Pro Controller's already on its way out? But Monster Boy, I wouldn't recommend it for true fans of the series, because all you're going to do is solve puzzles. I got to move this block onto this stump, which makes this enemy drop down, and then I push him onto this and hit this spring, and then some mist comes out, and I fart in it, and then it makes a gate open, and it's like, this is stupid. I just want to fight and get money and earn stuff. I mean, the game's already a puzzle. You need to know where to go in some of the dungeons, and, you know, if you don't talk to these hidden people, you're screwed. The Pro Controller I'm actually not using the D-pad though. It's my stick messing up. I'm switching to the D-pad because I can't get the stick to... Nintendo might have you believe that they're using high quality stuff, but I don't know. I don't believe it. My Joy-Con had the drift issue day one, and that was when the system came out. It was a little more forgivable then. And they fixed it. But it's already having it again. So it's not warrantable twice. People with the Switch Lites have had the joystick drift problem. So it's like, do I buy a new set of Joy-Cons? And why wouldn't they have the same problem, you know? So what do I do? I mean, they're not cheap. They're like 79 bucks for a set. Or a little cheaper if you want a really ugly set, which I don't. Kind of a conundrum there. We could go see Nurse Hippo. In fact, I hate not to, but here's the double-edged sword with Nurse Hippo. You go see her and she heals you for 20 bucks, right? Great. No, not great. Because when you go to the Nurse Hippo next time, your copay is up. It's 40. An electric blower. That sounds above my pay grade, but... Mushroom piece of shit. Here, get up! Mushroom turd. An aerosol can. So you're saying blow some junk out of it is what you're getting at. I don't see how there can be anything in it, man. I baby these things. I'm not someone who sweats. I'm not someone whose skin comes off. You know, you get secondhand controllers from people and you gotta dig the dead skin out of the cracks of the controllers, and it's so gross. And it's like, you know, I've been gaming since '84. You know, my daggone controller's got this nast crawling all over it. So people are just nasty, boy. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know that that's the problem with mine. Because again, I mean, day one, I mean, unless it was a manufacturing, like some crap in it from that, and that's what was causing it, but... It's a sucker bet going in here to fight that guy. There's really not a reason to do it. They screw you on that every time, right before you... So it's a race. I mean, you really don't have that much of a need for the hourglass in the Master System one, because it's not rushing you. It's in there, but you'll find that you just don't need it. SNES, welcome back. You're in time to see me get the armor that's not as good. Now, we'd have had enough if we hadn't boofed our first jump on the first boss and we got the rest of those coins. That's how detrimental it is to not get money in the game. You don't get that money, you're going to get to the point where you need to buy something and you can't. Mix it up with the Red Knight again. Look at him just doing that, just lunging at you, faking you out. He don't do that on the Master System. I'm surprised they didn't make me use my potion right there. We bought a Wii on eBay, and it was horrendous. I bet it was. My God. And I'm going to tell you, the Wiis, I guess, because those were bought for kids, you know, in a lot of cases. I'm not saying they're for kids. I'm just saying that was a family system, and they just get abused. I've gone to the strangest corners of the earth and bought Wiis off of people. And, you know, you just get the worst games, like Heathcliff's butt hair trimming adventure, and it's just like the worst games. Come on, heart container. A lightning bolt's not going to do it. And we just lost our revival medicine on a frickin' timeout. And by accidentally hitting down on the D-pad, which I actually didn't do, citing getting your nerd-ons flame against the D-pads on these. I've lost my potion. And now instead of buying better armor, we've got to conserve our money. So that maybe we get a shot at buying the potion. Love that slowdown, love it. Do we really have to have that on a current gen system? Heart container. Ugh. A wind spout's not gonna help anything? You know what? We'll just go in. Because if I get the potion, maybe we will get past the Kraken. I mean, I would play Heathcliff's butt hair trimming adventure. You know you would. Now, is Heathcliff kart racing and Hello Kitty's butt crack? Just horrible games. God, could we have not got that cloak in time to fight the Kraken? The wind spouts stay on the ground, so they're not going to help that much. At least I don't think they will. Okay, maybe they will. See, the magic, you can cheap shot your enemies with it, but it really does not do a lot of damage. So it's almost a waste of money to buy it. It pretty much is a waste of money to buy it. But if you find it, you definitely can't, you know... You can't bank your whole freaking offense on it, because it's just not going to work. Kraken's gone. And we can't go back under the sea. You gotta beat the Kraken first. Then go under the sea, then beat the Kraken again, and you'll get that heart container. Here we go into the woods to get Giant Kong to have his way with us. Oh yeah, perfect, because I just died. That and $1 will get me a coffee at McDonald's. Instead of the little arrow shooting guys, we have mini Kongs here, which is different from the Master System version. A helmet. The technique I'm using on those guys is the same technique that you'll have to use on the real Kong. You gotta back him into a corner and just beat him senseless. That little sequence isn't in the Master System version either. You're here. Ah, that'll help. A little overkill. Probably could have wrapped that up and mailed it to when we fought the Kong. God, those things are... He's somewhere around here. Helmet is broken. Because, of course it is. Nice knowing you. Wailing on him. And look at his emblem is still blue. If anybody hadn't figured it out by now, that is the damage counter. As it goes from blue to red to dead. It never changed from blue. How many shots did I get in there? Guar tickets. I've seen Guar. There's no point in continuing because if you don't have the potion, you're not getting past any of the bosses. And the thing is, you can't lose your potion on the bosses. That's not an option. Welcome to Monsterland. You know, I can't say I've had the pleasure. I haven't played that on there. Never had that game. Yeah, you don't wear your Sunday best to Guar, that's for sure. Guar and the Misfits. Really? 2 hits he's getting on me? That's what's up? Scarlet Sprites is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The double S. I could stand to be heckled too, because I'm not playing my best tonight. We did a pretty good run on Space Harrier, though. I didn't go in there. I didn't get a chance to get the heart yet. This stick, I'm telling you, this Pro Controller's junk now. It's absolute junk. And I would have told you that it was a Cadillac at one point. It's already started to break down. It is no longer responsive. Unbelievable. And it's turning him around. I can't explain what it's doing here. I turn to the left and he starts going right. It's like airplane controls. Cloth boots. Thank you for the cloth boots. Beweeds. We're gonna get our shield. My goodness. We've got to get to the Kraken in one piece where we can actually take him on. I felt like we had a better rhythm against him last time. Because unlike the Master System one, who actually has a much easier pattern, you hit this one and you can kind of pass through him for that second that he's blinking. I mean, you can do that on Master System too. It's just different. I don't know how to tell you. It's just, it feels different. This is a different deal. But Scarlet Sprites, glad to have you in the building, sir. I'm not sure if you've been on TNL before. But it is a fun and happy little place to hang out, if I do say so myself. A land of whimsical make-believe and Pro Controller thumbsticks that don't work correctly. Time those bats right, they'll never get you. But then if there's more than one of them's getting you. It's a given. Vampire Lord. Oh, he threw me off. He's got us back in the corner. And he does so much damage. Gum, boy. Well, I'm glad you did, dude. I just realized this reminds me a bit of Zelda 2. You know, Zelda 2 gets a lot of hate too, and I've always disliked that narrative and the fact that it's so commonly parodied. Zelda 2 was awesome. And you can argue that, yeah, but you know, Mur, you get upset when stuff breaks format or it changes its, you know, changes its spots or whatever. And yeah, sometimes I do, but I just know that back then, we didn't ask questions. You know, you got what you got, and it was great. I'm hurt, and we're going to Nurse Hippo over it, and I'm not proud, but we need to get in here against the Mycon dude and be in one piece. Because if we lose a potion now, this whole playthrough is for naught. But we've just taken a hit in the old pocketbook, and they're going to hit us again when we get to the Barabaro Islands. And see, look at that. I jumped on a snake like an idiot. Just an idiot. Get up there, Wonderboy. You suck. But you know, the original Wonderboy was the one that became Hudson's Adventure Island. Okay, we got the Gauntlet. That Gauntlet doubles the damage. So, you know, he went from being a little cave guy with a skateboard to manning up and putting his armor on. I can't hit this idiot. The hitbox in this is trash. It's so not the Master System, and we just lost all those coins because we got pinned in by the key. That could not have been more of a flawed execution. The Adventure Times game copy various Zelda games, and they're great. Funny you mentioned that. One of those games will be featured on a future pickup episode. Recently started playing that. Explore the dungeon because I don't know. And it is. It's kind of cool. I don't even really care for Adventure Time, but I mean, I don't have anything against it. I just, you know, I'm older now, and I no longer do the kinds of substance abuse required for a show like that to make sense. It goes right over my head. But yeah, they have a neat format in that game, and it's one I could see being addictive. And you know, even if you're not a fan of the series, no, we're not going in that room again. That guy got us anyway with a ripoff. You would still enjoy the game. See, I'm doing the Master System maneuvers, yet I'm getting my butt whomped because that's not enough in this. It's wrong. It's wrong for the application. And I can't unlearn, you know, what is it? I was 10, 11, I don't know, 30 years of knowing how to play the game the other way. We're not going to get past the night. We're in terrible condition. Oh boy, we got a heart container we can't fill. Get in there. Red Knight's gonna tear us one. He ain't that tough. He's not that tough on the Master System. If you buy the... Did you look at this? He's juggling me. I want to see how long he can do this. Unbelievable. If you buy the Wonderboy bundle on the 360, if that's still available, and honestly, it's back compat, so it should be. You'll get this game, you'll get Wonderboy and Monster World, and you'll get Monster World 4, where you're the chick, and it's also a very good game. So probably more bang for your buck than you get here, but this is a Switch, obviously, and you get it, and it's what you want done. And you know, before we conclude, because we're about out of time here, let's go look at that Sphinx mode. Scarlet Sprite's coming in with the $10 donation. That's absolutely fantastic, sir. I just don't know where to begin on that. Such kindness and generosity. You're a credit to your gender, sir. And most of you that watch this show do probably watch Scarlet Sprites, but there's a chance you might not. And the guy produces things on just another level. And it's something that you just simply have to see if you haven't already. Dude has skills with arcade stuff that I'm never going to have, so there's no way you can't find it interesting. So make sure that you check him out if you haven't already. Jimmy Mack is in the house. Mega super chat hype. I want to take on the Sphinx. Now the Sphinx is an interesting character. She, he, it, whatever you want to call it, will ask you a question. Usually like, what Sega game have I been playing recently? Or what did I have for breakfast? If you can't answer right, it's time to fight. And he will box your ears in. But if you answer right, you get through it. Now is this just a fight? He's not going to ask me any questions? Oh Lord, okay. Oh my god, the legendary boots. He's moving so fast, I can't get a hold of myself. This is to speedrun the Sphinx's level. I don't know what... This is an interesting construct here. Because it's one of the most unique levels in the game. And I'm obviously not going to make it here, but... if you go see the bartender and buy 2 of a specific drink, and I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, gold. He will tell you the hint to the question the Sphinx is going to ask, which is always randomized for every playthrough. And not only is it randomized, the answer is randomized. So just because there's only 3 different questions, that does not mean that you will know the answer to it every time, because it changes. He's playing a different Sega game this time, you know? There's the door right there. 33 ain't gonna buy anything. Don't hype it up too much. I gotta hype it up. It's that good. Wing boots aren't gonna help us, so let's just get up here. Oh my god, look at all this! I don't remember ever playing this. I know that it's on the other one, but the 360 collection, but I've never played this version. I always just want to play this. Shield it. Well, it wasn't a world record, but we beat him. I mean, the Sphinx is a tough customer. So 2 minutes. We can do better than 2 minutes, right? 2. That's cheaper than Kmart. Yeah, whatever. There better be a drop through over here, and there's not. Oh, I botched it. I botched the run. I botched the run. Now he seems easy too, like you just, oh, well, you get the pattern down, and yeah, that's it. A lot of time he fudges you on that though, he teleports. Not to mention they start you on this with legendary everything, which you would not have at this point in the game. Alright, we did it in 1:19. We can do better than that. We ding-donged it. Totally ding-donged it. Well, let's don't get off track. So shout-outs to a couple people. Again, Mike at Chit Chat Gaming. Once this processes, I will have links to his channel in the description of this video and in the cards for people to check out, because he clued me into the sale, and I appreciate him doing that. He's a cool dude, man. I've played online with him before. Another fellow tuber on here. He's got a really good channel. George Sumter is joining us here at the tail end. Speaking of great channels, and we'll get to George in just a minute. But yeah, check out Mike at Chit Chat Gaming. He's good people. Again, the sale in the eShop is fantastic. I mean, if you haven't picked up any of these games for your Switch, you know, $3.99 for a lot of them, and it's totally worth having. And if you're not getting your points, I wonder how many people are not getting their points. Do you register your Switch cartridges? Make sure you register your Switch cartridges. You only get it on physical copies, but register those cartridges. Go in there on the game management or whatever and hit that. You get those points, and they're equal to pennies, but they add up. And again, I only paid $2 for Space Harriers. I had some chump change still sitting on there from the last few games I got. So great. And sometimes you get points for digital too, it'll tell you. But totally worth picking up some of these. Scarlet Sprites come in. Scarlet Sprites hype. Thanks again for the donation, dude. You're absolutely fantastic, phenomenal human being. Definitely a channel you guys need to check out if you haven't already. And yes, I will hype it up. It's worth hyping up. And then Gen X George is in the house. Y'all already know how I feel about Gen X Grown Up. Love those guys. We've done so much with that channel and with those guys, and I've grown so much as a channel and as a brand because of those guys. and the effort that they put in. And, you know, all of them, all three of them, they're just Mo, John, George, good people to know, man. So if you haven't checked out Gen X Grown Up, even if you are not a Gen X Grown Up, you know you're into all the stuff that Gen Xers were. I identify more with Gen X than I do anything beyond it, even though I'm just on the cusp, having been born in the late 70s. But yeah, I feel right at home with those guys and that channel and the stuff they do. So just fantastic stuff. I've bought 2 Switch consoles and have no clue how to use it. I need a tutorial. Well, hit me up, man. You got my number. Give me a call when you're grinding on there. I'll walk you through it. I've done enough hem-hawing with Switch consoles, and we just got 2 Switch Lites. I got my daughter and my wife playing Animal Crossing because that's a big event for us. We all played New Leaf as a family, and now we're playing New Horizons as a family too. So fantastic. But hey, this was a fun TNL, a fun comeback to TNL. I don't want to feel like I'm leaving it either. It's just we haven't been doing it every week like we used to because there's just too much going on in the upload department. So much new content coming your way, and I got to keep that coming out. We're at a level of production now that just demands more of my time. And that's fine, because in the end, you're getting a better product to watch, and that's what we're really after here. But we're going to continue to do these live streams on occasion, and I got a great lineup of them we got to do. There's still scheduling in place for this. It's still very much its own series, and series within the series, including but not limited to. Is this still online? Can't tell you how many more of those we got to look at, and just the list goes on. So fantastic stuff. If you're still here, if you're watching the recap, if you were here but you're coming back and you're here later and now you're here, leave a like. Let me know that you liked this video. Let me know what you thought about this video. I want you to leave me a comment in the comment section of this video because you know that I love getting a conversation with you right here on the Emceemur Show, something that we do a lot of. I hope that most importantly, if you have not already done so and you're watching this right now, you're going to come back and watch it later. You're watching it right now, or you were watching it earlier and you come back now, you're going to watch a recap later and you go watch a recap with a friend. A friend calls you into the car, watch a recap and get on the recap and watch a recap with your friend. That you're going to make sure that you subscribe to the Emceemur Show and be a part of Mur-Nation. Running out of oxygen. Be a part of Mur-Nation. We're rising up all the fantastic things to do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so you're always the first to know when new content goes live. You know that I love making it for you. $10 donation night from the Retro 6502. I'm blown away. You guys are just too much. I can't thank you enough. And I'm going to tell you, if you guys enjoy this to the level it seems like you do, you know, my work is paying off. I'm honored to have, and I'm not going to get all hooty and sentimental. I just want to tell you, it means so much that anybody thinks this much about what I do, because that's the only reason I put it up here. Again, I don't need to record myself and watch it. I know what I look like. I have to look at myself every day. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys, and you beyond just your interaction, your impressions, and your support in the content that we do. Having you come here on these Tuesday nights, fist bump, that's it, to hang and to analyze and to kick things back and forth, man, it's some of the most fun that I've had on this journey, and it's just fantastic. Thank you, Retro 6502. Fantastic. You are also a credit to your gender, judge of fine liquor. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, signing off for this fantabulous episode of TNL. And I will see each and every one of you. I'm trying to sign off here. And here's the Woodbury and Retro Game Hunter. Speaking of fantastic people. So now it's going to take another minute. Thanks, Wood. No, I'm yanking you. Woodbury, and one of the most down-to-earth human beings. Another channel, if you just want to have a good old time watching pickup bids, that's what he's going to deliver each and every time. And I've traded for him on some of these pickups. He's even sent me stuff out of the goodness of his heart, knowing that it was stuff that was for me, maybe wasn't necessarily anything he had to have. He's one of those kind of guys. Woodbury Retro Game Hunter. Again, people like him, people like all of y'all. That's the single most important thing about the community and all. It's the friends that you make here and the good times that we're able to have through the modern miracle of technology. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Sorry you're just getting here at the end of this thing, but watch the recap on some of it. We had some good runs there. That first Space Area run was pretty fire, considering I'm completely out of practice and the arcade version is extremely difficult. And yes, I do take a small page out of the Micro Machine Man's playbook when I ask you things like, what do you think about this game? Do you like this game? Do you have this game? Did you buy the game? Did you go to the store to buy the game? What does the clerk say when you went to the clerk to buy the game? What did you pay the clerk with when you decided to buy the game? What the clerk gave with the method of payment that you decided to use when you decided to purchase the game? Did you want to play the game? Did you call your friend, let you know that you got the game? Did you call your friend, let them know that you had the game? Did you let your friend know that you were playing the game? Your friend invited you over to his house to play the game. Did your friend actually get the game? Did your friend call you and let you know that he had the game? Did he actually have you order to spend the night to play the game? Did you wake up and have breakfast with your friend the next morning and play the game with your friend before you left? Things that we'd like to know. Woo! Emceemur signing off for this fantastic episode. Thanks again to all of you. And I'm going to plan to see you again next Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Be safe.